It's only 1-0. It would be rude and wrong to say that it's over. But looking at that first leg, Arsenal and Arteta need to do a lot before they have any chance of reaching that UCL final. Now, a lot of people are saying, look, man, if they had party, that things would have been different. And yes, I think that there would have been a change, but I don't think it would have been that much of a seismic change for Arsenal to change what happened. Because let's be real, it says 1-0, but on a footballing performance, psychological level, it felt like a 5-1 or a 6-1. It was a footballing lubrication. The golfing class between PSG and Arsenal was vast. It was huge. And I think that you look at those first 30 minutes, it was a very painful footballing lesson by Arsenal. And it's obviously Arsenal, they go back at the game, but let's keep it a stack. First 30 minutes, it looked like The Exorcist. Like basically, it looked like peak Exorcist within those first 30 minutes. And the gap in quality, specifically in the midfield, Arsenal were chasing shadows. And I was like, bro, this is a mismatch. Like for a UCL semi-final, the quality of mismatch between both sides for those first 30 minutes, it was crazy. And I was like, bro, PSG could end this right now. So luckily, Arsenal got back to the game and they got their chances. But I just feel that, again, like I was shocked by just how good PSG were. I knew PSG were always going to be good. I knew they were quality. And what I said in my preview was this game was not going to go like the League phase. I still feel this is a good matchup for Arsenal. But what I also said was PSG are growing into the Champions League. They're getting better and better and better. And I just think that for Arsenal, you don't need to keep possession of the ball. But once the opposition have dangerous vertical possession, then you're screwed. If a team has 80% possession, but it's horizontal and they're playing in front of it, it's fine. But when they have a lot of possession, they're controlling, but they're attacking you. They're breaking the lines. That's when tactically you've got to press them. Tactically, you've got to harass them. Tactically, you've got to now foul them and just disrupt them. Because if you allow them to play and they grow in confidence and they're just vertically cutting you opening, it's lights out. Psychologically, it's lights out. And that's what PSG were doing for those first 30 minutes. But here's the thing. You have to take your chances. I'm sorry, like you simply have to take your chances. And I think if you're Martinelli, that's because people are focusing on that first chance that they had, which it's insane you don't score that. Because as much as PSG were the better team, and PSG were superior to Arsenal had chances. And they had really good chances. And the thing about football is not about playing well, it's about winning. Like, what does Mourinho say? I don't play finals, I win finals. This level of football is not about, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, just as long as you play it the right way. Yes, just play the game the right way. Yeah. No. It's not about that. That's for tiddlywinks. Okay, for tiddlywinks, fine. If you're in kindergarten, that's fine. Big boy football, UCL football, it's about winning. And Arsenal, even though they got outplayed for most of the game and they were the inferior team footballing-wise, they had a chance to get a few goals there. And you simply, in a UCL semi, have to take your chances. And I think this is the issue that Arsenal have where, like Martinelli, he's good, but he ain't great. But he ain't a supernova. And when it comes back to those critical key opportunities, you have to simply execute. And that chance he had in that first half. Good save by Donnarumma, but you have to simply execute, because if you don't execute, you're going to get screwed over. And it's for the Trossard chance and it's for the Martinelli chance as well. So going into that second leg, Arsenal are going to get opportunities because this PSG team, I still believe, and they showed, they're the worst team defensively. In terms of just defending, they're the worst out of the four remaining teams. Arsenal, they're going to get chances in that second leg. But if you don't take your chances, you're going out. So let's just be real right now. If Arsenal are not efficient, and what I mean by efficiency is, don't think you're going to get like 10 chances. Assume you're going to get maybe 2 or 3 chances, and those 2 or 3 chances, you have to execute minimum 2 out of 3. Minimum 2 out of 3. Because if you don't, you are OUT. Because PSG are going to get chances, and PSG might even score. but you're not playing away from home. You're playing at their crib. So the efficiency that you're going to need to have is going to have to be at a higher degree. And the PSG players, they're already saying, now, bro, we're resting on our laurels right now. And we want to finish that damn job. So efficiency. Look, this thing for Arteta. Actually, you know what? I want to leave Arteta till last because this bleeds into what Arteta says. Arteta point. We have to talk about this guy. I have a say. Your captain doesn't need to be the best player. Your captain cannot, under any circumstance, be your worst player. The captain is your leader. He's your inspirational figure. Now, an inspirational figure can come in two forms. One form is, let's say, like a Leo Messi. He's quiet, he doesn't say much, but based on just how well he plays, how good he is, that is how he leads the team. Bart Simpson, Philip Lam, greatest right back of all time, not a guy that shouts a lot or talks a lot, but his consistency, his professionalism, and just how incredible he is as a defender, he leads by example. But then you have other guys who may not be the best player. Gattuso and Ambrosini, both were captains for AC Milan. These guys were not the best players, but they were also not the worst players as well. And they always gave you a minimum of a 7 out of 10, and they did their role to the best of their ability, which is just grind out, grit, hustle. But those people behind the scenes may actually be leaders and may actually have leadership qualities and characteristics that everyone can gravitate around. So that's the key thing. But one thing is clear here. Your captain cannot be your worst player. Arsenal's worst player on that pitch was Martin Odegaard. And I'm sorry, I'm old school. That's an issue. The guy that wears the captain's armband, the leader of your team, can't be your worst player. Your captain and your leader can't be the liability, can't be the player that is holding you back. And what is so, and this bleeds into Arteta, is, I don't know what happened to Odegaard. I thought Odegaard was fantastic last season. And I thought he could have a shout to probably be player of the season. Now, maybe it's the injury. I don't know what it is. He has been horrible. He's been horrible. And I think that a lot of issues why Arsenal maybe don't close the gap onto your boys, Liverpool, is this is your playmaker. This is your creator. And if your playmaker and your creator and the guy that is supposed to define your attack, your pointsman, your points guard, your quarterback, has been so trash, he's sold so much fruit, that's a problem. That's problematic. And I just think that for Odegaard, you're letting your team down. And against PSG, he let his team down. Because Rice, Declan Joloff actually was progressing the ball, leading the ball on. And the chance that fell to Trossard, that was Rice breaking from midfield and giving the ball to Trossard. I'm like, wait a minute. Rice, well done for doing that, but that's not your job. The job for the guy that's breaking the midfield and saying what's up is Odegaard. And what's so scary is the gulf in quality and class between Odegaard and Vitinha, João Neves, and Fabian Ruiz was gargantuan. It's as if they were playing different sports. That's João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, and Vitinha were playing football, and Odegaard was playing brick ball, forward stroke, Casper ball, because he was a ghost. Bro, I think that I can see Casper the Ghost more. Casper the Ghost never disappeared like Odegaard. He never did. Like, Odegaard's disappearing act will make Houdini bow down and say, you know, what's up, baby? What's up? Like, Houdini would bow down to Odegaard's disappearing act. And this leads into our dear friend here, Arteta. Arteta, I want Arteta to explain the Nwaneri substitution. There's no one to be rested for the weekend because the league title is already done. So there's nothing to play. There's literally nothing else to play for in the season apart from the Champions League. So I just want to understand why you gave Nwaneri 5 minutes of injury time. Not 5 minutes, like from the 85th minutes plus injury time, 5 minutes as in from the 90th minute onwards. So this was 5 minutes injury time. How did Arteta look at that game and give Odegaard 90 minutes? Now, did he give him 90 minutes because of blonde, white, blue-eyed Aryan tax? Put that to one side. Did he give him 90 minutes because he's a coward? And my captain, my leader, I must believe in him. This is where you've got to be like a Mourinho. I remember one time, I can't remember who it was, it might have been Ivanovic, where Mourinho subbed off a player in the first half. Things were going so bloody, Mourinho subbed off a player in the first half. And and I think he subbed off a player in the first half, and I think, he brought on a sub, and he took the sub off. You have to screw your feelings, screw your emotions. There's a Champions League on the line. Arteta, your season is on the line. There is no time to waste for blind loyalty or useless loyalty. Odegaard should have played a maximum of 60 minutes. Max. After, on the 60th minute, hooked. And gave Nwaneri 30 minutes to try to change the freaking game. What the hell is Nwaneri going to do with 5 minutes? And it's just so crazy that he looked at that and I was like, so Arteta, you're paid how much? And you couldn't see that Odegaard was the worst player on that pitch. Arsenal were playing with 10 men and this guy was being a liability to his team. He was offering nothing. At a point, Declan Jolloff had to say, Odegaard, get the F off these free kicks and let me take these damn free kicks. So you can't pass. You can't create. You can't play make. You can't take free kicks. You can't progress through the ball. The heck is so of what use are you to anybody? And how did you play 90 minutes literally offering nothing? Every other player on that pitch did something, offered something. Every single player on that pitch, they did, whether it was a Raya save, a Saliba last minute tackle, Lewis Skelly tackling, progressing to the ball, trying to link in guys. Everybody at least did something. For 90 minutes, Odegaard did not do a single thing of note. But he played 90 minutes. Arteta needs to realize this. This is your season. Because you see, I didn't cook Arsenal when Liverpool won the league because I was like, let's see what happens. Because if Arsenal win the Champions League, we have to look at Arsenal differently. If Arsenal don't win the Champions League, Arteta, we're going to have to look at you. You see, we can't really have the discussion of you've been runners-up and bridesmaids 3 times. We can't have that yet until we see how this UCL story plays out. But if you don't win this Champions League, we're going to have to say, in all this time, you've not really won a trophy that was yours. The only trophy you won was an FA Cup with mostly Unai Emery's team. Most of that team don't exist anymore. So your team, built in your image, you've not come away with a major trophy. So we have to hold your feet to the fire. So Arteta, you have to realize that your job should be on the line. I don't know what that is. But if you're being real, your job should be on the line. Because if you don't win this Champions League, and we look at what you've done in the past few years, what have you done? Being bridesmaids 3 times in a row is crazy. Again, if you win the Champions League, we're looking at you differently. But if you don't win the Champions League, being the bridesmaid 3 times in a row is crazy. Gotta get it done, bro. Oops, sorry. Mistake. Let me get rid of that. All right. What are we doing? Think about becoming a Football Hut member. If you're a desktop merchant, just click on the join button below, over here. Or if you're a mobile phone merchant, just click on the join button below the video over here and join the true elite content crack addicts. Peace.